I mean, that seems rather obvious. It's right there in front of us.
Whoa. I didn't think it was that obvious, fool. Damn.
Thanks for calling us out.
Yeah, damn,
bro.
dude. He's like, I don't know about you, but I thought it was pretty fucking obvious. My friends, we have returned once again with another episode of Rocker Reactions. I am super excited about this one because it's going to involve one of my favorite bands. They've been that way for a while. But before we get to that, my name, as always, and sometimes allegedly, is Cody Walker.
My name is Ralph Busso, and I'm excited to announce our guest today. He's been a guest of ours several times now, and he will continue to be a guest of ours because this man is a big fan of music, and he's a fellow rocker. He's also an author. Don't forget to check out his new book, The Sculptor. And Michael, what's going on, bro? Michael Aronovitz, everybody.
Michael.
The Sculptor.
Hey.
Super clap. The return of the legend.
Available on Amazon. Go pick up a copy and support this man. You're not going to be disappointed. This is a good book. It's a really good read. If you like horror movies and horror stories, you're going to love this one.
Yep.
So this
Absolutely.
it's really off the hook. It's really different. It's not stealing, I don't think, from anybody else. I think it's got its own flavor. So I really dig it. Michael, what's going on, man?
Hey man, thank you for the promo, man. That's great. Yeah, no, I'm really happy to be here. The book is a serial killer book. We won't talk about that too long. I can't talk about my book. I'm too excited. I'm too fucking excited. We're doing Halestorm. Are you fucking kidding me? On a prior reaction video, I think it was Cody who asked, maybe it was Ralph, like who my favorite modern band is now. My new favorite, of course, is The Warning, but I think the best band of the 2000s is Halestorm.
Shit, because we didn't even have to pry that out of you because the last time you're like, I'm not telling you. And we're like, okay.
Yeah, and I thought it would fit better now if I did. I think that Lzzy Hale is really a strange character. Her voice, a 4-octave voice. Her brother RJ plays the drums. They got Joe Hottinger on guitar, who's no slouch, and Josh Smith on bass and backing vocals himself. But I'm surprised that Lzzy Hale is not a movie star at this point. I'm surprised that she's not a household word in every 9 out of 10 houses in the world. Because if you look at her look in Familiar Taste of Poison, she can act. Right. And she has, like, Back from the Dead, she has a different look. Everything her face is so freaking expressive. And the thing that I love so much about Halestorm, they have a theme that they go back to a lot. Like Anthems for Oddballs and Vouchers for Freedom, man. Like Amen is like that. Freak Like Me is like that. Yeah. Even Here's to Us, like that sort of weird, demented love song is sort of like, join our crowd. It's okay to be you. And she just welcomes in the world.
Right.
Oh my God, I love Halestorm. Oh my goodness.
Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing why we had Michael on for Halestorm.
I mean, look, when I first heard in 2009, their debut came out, self-titled. And when I heard I Get Off, I thought music is back. I thought music is freaking back. And I thought Velvet Revolver kind of did that for me a little bit. And System of a Down did that for me a little bit. You know, the early 2000s were starting to come back. But when I heard I Get Off, then it was It's Not You, I Am the Fire, Apocalyptic, I Miss the Misery. You can't tell me there's even a bad song they've ever recorded.
Dude, and
oh my goodness.
When they went on tour with Evanescence, and she brought Amy Lee out to do Break In, that arrangement, they went in and recorded it later. If you haven't seen that either, go watch that. That was one of the best vocal performances out of both of those women I've ever heard in my life, and it just worked. It's a
Cody,
gorgeous
I think
song.
I've seen that one. I think I've seen it, and it rips your heart out.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and they compare everybody to Amy Lee now. Like, if you're a good singer, they say, "Oh, you're like Amy Lee." Yeah. But to put these two together, I think really fits.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Lzzy is nothing like Amy Lee. Their vocal stylings are so
Yeah, their vocal stylings are very different.
Yeah.
I
But
think
Amy's a
Lizzie-
legend, so everybody's going to bring her up, you know?
Yeah, but Lizzie is a little bit more aggressive in her style, I
Yeah.
think, you know, whereas Amy is a little bit more melodic and
Operatic almost.
She operatic,
Yeah.
yes, that's a good point. She opens up in a big way, but it's not like what would you call it? Where the vocals are kind of raspy. You know what I mean?
Like fry,
yeah.
Vocal fry.
Yeah, like she doesn't do that kind of stuff, but
Right.
Lizzie does. Lizzie does it all.
Yeah.
Man. Lizzie, like you said, she's got 4-octave range, which is insane. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? So you have to kind of. I agree with you, Mike. She's got massive amounts of talent. I mean,
she should be a movie star, man.
There's a lot of their sound. In my opinion, their sound kind of stays in the same range for the most part. It doesn't move around a lot.
Right.
But man, they're masters at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's that good, dirty, in your face rock and roll. You know what you're getting when they say it's Halestorm.
She fucking blows like nobody's business.
She blasts,
it's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I the first time I heard her, I was like, holy shit, this chick can sing.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be totally honest, and I can tell my wife this with a straight face. I am in love with Lizzie Hale. No doubt about it.
Is she on your hall pass list?
I will say this. I've never had the pleasure of speaking to her, but you're going to love this connection. A few years back, like in 2017 and 2018, I wrote short stories for a music magazine called Pure Grain Audio, and it was semi-monthly, and I would hear a band that has a new record out, and I would write a short story starring the band as characters. Then hopefully they would put it on their socials. And we got a chance to do Halestorm. And I got to know their manager. I can't pronounce his name, but he calls himself G. He just calls himself that one letter. And I just wanted to let you know the collection that came out, Dancing with Tombstones, that I wrote. I happened to send him an email. Because to get my story done on Halestorm, we had to get Lizzie's approval. Now, she did not approve it to me personally, but it went through G. So she's read my fiction. So I sent so I thought, I wonder if G remembers me.
Yeah.
And when my collection came out in October, I sent an electronic copy to him. And he said, Lizzie and the band, they're in England right now. They're abroad, but I've sent your book to them. So that's the closest I got, man.
Dude.
Oh,
that's pretty cool, man. That's
just
cool.
To know that even if Lizzie looks at it on her email and says, nah, not for me, Lizzie looked at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they are familiar with your work, sir.
Oh man, and trust me, I am familiar with theirs.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, so what song are we doing today, gentlemen?
Well, today we're doing a song off their, I think it's their latest album, Back from the Dead. It's coming out May 6th.
May 6th.
And this song is called The Steeple. So let's check it out.
Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, The Steeple by Halestorm.
That's pretty cool.
That's trippy as shit. I like that.
That's pretty trippy too.
To the place where the God and devil shake hands.
Aren't those good lyrics, man?
Yes.
I want to live there. I want to be in that room. I want to be down that corridor, man.
Pretty cool. That scene reminded me a little bit of Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee.
Yes.
I don't know why.
The mirrors,
But
the mirror scene.
yeah, it did. It reminded me of that. It's really cool. This is really cool, man. So far, I like what they're doing.
I really do like the fact that they just threw it on the front street with the, here's the church, here's the people, that thing right at the beginning.
They got that out of the way right away. And they're like, we're owning this.
Yeah.
We are owning it. I love the dancers, but I never say that either. I usually say a rock band shouldn't have dancers. Like, I was never into the Madonna shit, but I want to tell you something. The way she's using the dancers with the hands going like this, and then they're going every which way. Really nice production.
It's funny that you mentioned Madonna, though, dude, because I don't know what it is. She reminded me of Madonna. I was going to say something. Yes.
We did not plan that.
No, I
you did not. Yeah.
In this video, when they show her with the white suit on and I don't know why, but she kind of reminds me of Madonna back in the day when Madonna was,
Now that you say that, it is kind of a production that she would do.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Madonna was one of the big first ones that was sort of like a crossover from pop rock into the dancer kind of thing that goes along with it. Ralph, I may have this right, I may have it wrong. Is the connection you're making because Madonna's like a virgin, she was dressed in white?
Is it that one? But I know there was a video. I can't remember the name of the song, but she's in a white suit.
Maybe it's Vogue.
It might be Vogue. I think
Vogue.
that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think you nailed it, bro.
It does look familiar, doesn't it? And
yeah,
you know what?
It does. It reminds me of that.
It follows a theme that we were doing. I'm not trying to mix bands or anything, but Evolve, by the Warning, they have all the white outfits
That's
too.
true.
That's true.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Point.
Like maybe we have a theme in what we actually end up reacting to. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a visual thing. It's not obviously we're not comparing sound. You know what I mean?
No time does it look like somebody went, I'm going to just redo this video. It's not a recreation, but there is flavor to what you're saying. Like, I see what you're saying. Right. There is parallels to it.
And did you see the close up of her face when she's like singing with that almost a smile, and there's such a bite to it?
Yeah.
She's the most beautiful angry smiler I have.
Yeah, she has
seen.
the ability to look at you like you're her best friend all the while, going, but I'm going to stab the fuck out of you right now. Like, you can't decide.
She does have that look for sure.
Yeah.
And then what's is that Andrea? No, it's not Andrea. What's the singer's name from The Warning? Daniela. She reminds me of her in that sense because Daniela does the same thing. She has this she
does have that.
She's
that
a very, she's an attractive woman, but she's got like this, I'm going to stab you in the neck, like Cody said, or whatever. I don't know.
I mean, it's there. We know everybody who's watching this knows what we're talking about. It's that look where, like, if she's standing that close to me, there's a knife in you right now.
And she would look at you with a smile, and she would just say, "You know what? I'll hit you so hard, I'll kill your whole fucking family."
Yeah, right. I'm telling you, man, you got to sleep with one eye open.
Yeah, all attitude. That look right fucking there. That's the look.
That's the look right there. Look at that. The mirrors, though. That's so cool.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
It really does make it look like a congregation.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Pretty cool hook, man.
Yeah.
Pretty cool hook.
Okay, if that shit ain't classic Halestorm right there.
No,
that drop down
that's
and
totally classic.
Oh my God.
What
it's got
a hook,
it goes from that really heavy hard rock to almost like a bluesy, like immediately it's got like a bluesy breakdown.
And that's kind of what I like about them. They have that bluesy feel. She's got a real bluesy feel in her voice too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, RJ, man, the drummer is so freaking good in this band. He doesn't sound like it's electronically enhanced. He doesn't have a lot of the hummingbird 16s. Like, they just do without that. And
Yeah.
to me, he looks like he's John Bonham's nephew. You know, that's what he looks like to
Yeah.
me. And the way he expresses himself, he's as good a showman as his sister. You know what I mean?
And
He really
like you
does
said,
put a show on back there.
it's a very just in your face heavy beat. Like you are feeling that power. It's not flash. It's a good, just great fucking drum beat, and it fits the song perfectly. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, my only problem with this video right now, and I'm gonna get some flack for this. What's up with the dude with the pigtails? I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, okay. It's a look. It's a decision. It's a decision.
Hey, I want to tell you something. If you're the guitar player for Halestorm, you can wear pigtails.
That's true.
You know what I mean? You can do your own thing.
Yeah, it's like an instant, like, fair enough. Somebody goes, "Hey, what's with the pigtails?" I'm in Halestorm. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
Right
no
on, dude.
shit, yeah. I guess that's true. I guess you know what I mean. Having a different look is always a cool thing. So you want to stand out. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a choice. Pigtails are a choice.
Pigtails are a choice.
I mean,
You just got to be careful where you're wearing them.
Yeah.
Well, look.
You end up in prison with pigtails, you might be in trouble.
Well,
I'm just saying.
think about think about this. Think about four guys from New York, and they're sitting around. It's the beginning of the 70s. Everybody's getting off the Beatles and going into a different thing. And they say, why don't we run this up the flagpole? Let's paint our faces like clowns.
Yeah.
And let's wear black, spandex. And one of us will be the demon, with the tongue. And one of us will be the star child. And we'll have Ace Frehley, you'll dress up like a spaceman. I mean, people probably thought they were crazy too. And then all of a sudden Kiss becomes a household name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's freedom. It's called freedom. I think the song is about freedom too. I feel like when everybody's raising their hands up like that, she's saying, let yourself go, man. That's a theme they come back to a lot. Like, be yourself.
Yep. Come together and be yourselves. Let it go.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot easier though to wear pigtails than to put on the Kiss makeup. I gotta say
That's very true.
But anyways.
And I will also say, fucking Robert Trujillo, who's one of the baddest ass bass players in the world, comes out every night with braided pigtails. And let's
Does he really?
oh yeah, he's got hair down to his ass, and a lot of times I've seen him do pigtails before.
Wow. Well, we gotta own the pigtails then.
Yeah, fucking
Metal up, horns up to the pigtails.
holds her horns up for the pigtails.
Here we go.
I love that move.
I got it. Okay, you know what I hear on this? As a performer, this song is a perfect show starter.
Ooh.
Because what she's talking about, as far as I can hear, is she's talking about a fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
This is my church. She's on that fucking stage. This is my church. These are my people.
And everybody stands up.
And
And
everybody's there with her.
And
that's
everybody's
what.
oh yes.
Yep.
That-
And this
that
is
would
my
work really
steeple.
well.
This is everything. You open
Oh,
open
yeah.
that stage.
No, I would
she's
agree
there.
with you.
Like Michael said, she's calling congregation, and their church is a fucking rock show. And what a guy. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps. If they started a show with this song, I'm like, it's perfect. It's a perfect start for a show.
I do
Yeah.
have to mention, I love the move she does where she puts one hand in front of the other. I never saw anybody do that. And I think the first time she did that was in the one where they're rollerblading or whatever. It's Not You.
Mhm.
It's got that weird riff in it. And I think that there's a part at the end where she does that. That's sort of like her move. That's really cool. She comes through to me as being very honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, if there's one thing about her, she's in
Yes.
this to win it.
Yeah.
She's all in. There's no fake me out. There's no persona. The persona is, this is me.
Well, her and
she almost-
RJ, they've been doing this since they were what, 13, 14?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
it's
man.
in their blood, dude. They have been pushing hard for a long time.
I've heard some stories, man, about what, you know, what she's done. You know, she, I was told that she through some people that I know, that she would always go to these big festivals and concerts, and she would always be pushing her stuff, but she was like super friendly and everybody loves her, and she's just got this great personality that people dig, and I think that helped. But
Yeah.
honestly, the truth is, she's one of the most amazing singers I've ever heard.
Fucking A.
So you know what I mean?
Did you hear
Of course
her
it was-
do I don't know if you've heard it, when David Draymond did his side project, when, you know, Disturbed took a break and David Draymond went and did that one album and he called it Device. They did a
Right.
cover of Close My Eyes Forever, and it was her doing Lita's part and David doing
Oh, that
Ozzy's
was
part.
her, huh?
That was
I didn't know
Lita
that.
and David,
Oh,
or that was
okay.
Lizzie and David. Fucking
wow.
phenomenal performance.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you showed me that song. I remember that.
So
Yeah.
good.
I think she does that a lot. She performs with other people a lot.
Oh,
Which is
yeah.
really cool. She like becomes part of their world. Like she performed with Tommy Kiefer a few times, you know, the guy from Cinderella. And you know, the Amy Lee you were talking
Yep.
about. She just seems to enhance anything she touches turns to gold to me.
Yeah.
Well, and that
And,
just
you know-
solidifies that she's meant to be here. It's not like I'm going to go on tour and take a break. It's like, no, I want to go and be with this person and do this song, and I've got an idea. Let's bring this person in. She's always picking away, and just it's part of her. It's obviously
you know
just
what?
part of her.
I just get the feeling that you could drop her and the whole band into any decade and they would fit. Like post Beatles, like if Van Halen, when they came out with their debut in '78, they changed rock. You know, all of a sudden that was the guitar sound that really painted the way for the '80s.
Right.
But could you imagine if Halestorm came out at the same time? I could
It
see
would
that.
fit. You're absolutely right. It
would
absolutely would fit.
If we were in the 80s when there was the switching from glam over to the speed guys like Anthrax and Megadeth and Slayer and all that,
Yeah.
she would have fit right in there. She would have fit in the 90s. Mid
you're right.
90s perfectly. Like you had Firehouse was the last real glam band to kind of push into that decade, but she would be the perfect go-between that, her, and then into grunge. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She could
Yeah,
just
that
be,
their music, even their music, like it could fit. There's a niche for the music they have in every decade you said. You know, because they're not overly metal, they're not overly rock, they're a nice in between. Her
No,
voice is
absolutely.
universally brilliant. Because I mean, she's got a nice. I mean, shit, you can go back as far as Janis Joplin with that vocal
Well,
fry
I
and
was
that
going to say
expressiveness.
Janis Joplin is
Yeah.
someone that she reminds me of a little bit.
Yeah, just
It's
mainly
not
the
like-
mainly the vocal.
It's not like a
style.
lot, but there is something there that
I personally think she sings a lot better than Janis. Like she's got way
Mm-hmm.
more talent than Janis did, in my opinion.
Wow,
In my
that's
opinion,
saying a lot. Wow.
but they're in the same vein. You know, the
Right.
raspy, bluesy, expressive,
right.
no give
Exactly.
a fuck attitude,
Exactly.
all of that.
That's exactly what I see.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. That's what I see. The same attitude. The only, what I would say honestly is just like Michael was saying, they could fit into several decades. It's totally doable. It's totally seeable. You cannot pin them into one little, section of music
Yes.
or genre of music or niche. You know what I mean? For that matter, there's a lot of bands out there that are pinned to a sound or a niche, a genre of sound, but these guys are not. You're absolutely right, Michael. That was a great point, man.
Fucking A.
I'm telling you what, John, and you're dude, Cody, that Janis Joplin, I mean, I think that's probably out of all the people that I can think of that she reminds me of, I would say that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both have the balls and the attitude.
Yes.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
While
not
being-
just the sing, it's not just the rasp, you know, it's not,
Yeah.
that's not it, you know, but her
Mhm.
attitude, Janice had a no give a fuck, I'm going to do what I want attitude, you know, and
Mhm.
she encompasses that, Lizzie encompasses that too. The old, I'm doing me, if you don't like it, fuck you. But come on, let's go hang out because I love everybody. I'm not trying to be an ass,
Yeah.
but don't tell me
Yeah.
I'm not going to do something because
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
I'll cut you.
not a jerk.
Yeah.
She's not a jerk.
Yeah,
about it,
you almost get the feeling with her and Janis Joplin and singers like that. Some singers, they kind of are like going around it, like,
Yeah.
and she's right
she's
in your
in it.
face.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to go all the way. And you know what? I've always, that's a great philosophy to me. Oscar Wilde had the same philosophy, you know, the playwright. He was like, don't try something, go in and eat the heart out of it if you're going to do it. And you get the feeling that hey, there's nobody else that I would rather have on my team than Lizzie Hale.
Yeah.
Because she's going to give up everything for it, you know. And in a band, you have to do that.
Yeah.
Because you're selling a sexual religion is what you're doing. And
Yeah.
right, and that's music. And for you to be believable, you have to believe in yourself. And there's there is no disbelief here.
Yeah.
And they're such a hit machine. That's what's crazy. The groove or the hook or whatever is always so addictive. None of them are the same, but it's like, look, we're rock musicians, we're arena musicians, and we're going to give you the very best of that world. And every time I see her, I just automatically think I'm so privileged to watch this. Like, I can't believe I'm alive in this time. You know, same thing. Like, I look back and I say, oh, I wish I was alive when Shakespeare was around. But now I can say I was here when Lizzie Hale was here.
Yeah.
And that's the way I look. She's a prodigy.
Yeah. 100%. That entire band is phenomenal. Let's finish up.
This is my church, and these are my people.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
This is my kingdom.
Okay, wait. I know we were just got done talking, but okay, dude, wear your pigtails. That was fucking sick. That's
I was
so
about to
perfect.
say he can wear them pigtails.
Homie with the pigtails is getting off, man. I was like, holy shit, dude.
Never mind, dude. You
Wearing
wear
them
your hair how you
pigtails.
fucking
See,
want.
that's why I'm worried about the pigtails, because you never know, man. I might be drunk one night at one of your concerts.
The fuck?
I'll see those pigtails and you don't know what may happen.
Especially after a solo like that, dude. Holy shit.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll be real hot at that point.
No, that solo was fucking badass.
I'm just kidding.
No.
I know. I love
This is a side of you that I'd never thought I'd see.
No, I love these guys. I'm just playing around.
Yeah.
But you know what? This is a great song, a great video. I'm fucking digging it.
That solo fit perfectly. It wasn't too flashy. It was just dead in where it needed to be.
I dig it,
Yeah.
man. They're all into it. What do you guys think about the girls, what they're doing there? It's almost like a ballerina type thing.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I love that move they do when they go like this and they lean against each other and then they go the other way. I think that's
cool?
hey, I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm
wonder
trying to
where
see,
they
is it
came
just
up
for
with that.
visuals or do you think it represents anything?
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking you guys, because I don't know. I was trying to figure that out. I'm like, well, I wonder what this represents.
Yeah.
But
To me, it just represents togetherness and accepting. You know,
Oh, okay.
I mean, that seems rather obvious. You know, it's right there in front of us.
Whoa.
But just
I
think-
didn't think it was that obvious, fool. Damn.
thanks for calling us out.
Yeah, damn,
bro.
dude. He's like, I don't know about you, but I thought it was pretty fucking obvious.
No, I didn't mean it that
No,
way.
I know. I'm just fucking.
It almost looks like everybody's just giving each other a hug. You know,
Yeah.
and I want to tell you back to Joe Hottinger, the guitar player. You got to be a special kind of guitar player to be behind her, because she and her brother take so much of the attention, and you better be damn good at what you're doing. You better be able to do it quick in a couple of measures, because, of course, I would imagine live, I've never seen them live. I do want to see them. But I would imagine that he has some really wicked solos, but also it's really hard to be the guy who's just backing up Lzzy Hale. And she's a really good rhythm guitar player herself.
I mean? She's a phenomenal musician.
Yeah, she doesn't just strum chords. I mean, she's doing like a lot of these kind of like on the low notes, like the hammer-on kind of things, even in the verses. Really impressive. But yeah, I mean, symbolically, I don't know. It just seems to me like it's like, come here, everybody, come here. Come
like you said, it's congregation. Get in here. Be pure. Be purified.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yes.
This is my cathedral. This is my castle. And these are my people. This is my home. This is my home. This is my anchor. This is my anchor. It's been a long road I have to Steeple. This is our church. You are my people. This is our church.
There it is. I'm doubling down on my original statement. This is the perfect start of a fucking show.
Yeah, man.
Because she even changed that. This is my church. You are my people. So she's now talking to the crowd. She's talking to the fans. Fucking A, dude.
Man. I just got chills, man.
Yeah.
I did. That's funny that you say that, Michael, because I actually got chills too. At the very end there, at that
last
vocal,
yeah,
and then they drop in,
and then and that last note she holds out was pretty fucking goddamn cool.
Yeah.
Excuse my French, but it was really damn cool, man. I was like, oh wow, okay, that sold me. I like that song. I do. It's inspiring. You know what I
fucking
mean?
A.
So. There's something about it, and like you said, it gives you chills, man.
There are some bands where you listen to them and you're supposed to feel like it's scary music, like Black Sabbath, and there's some bands that they do like the real heavy, slow stuff, and you're supposed to say, yes, I've been depressed too. With her and this band, I always feel uplifted. It really is sort of like a church and a steeple. I mean, I'm not really religious and all that, but it feels like that. Right. In a good way. It feels like I'm part of something. I feel like I can be me.
I think you nailed something right there, because a lot of bands, it's just how they do it. A lot of bands use music as therapy. So a lot of lyrics are therapeutic. It's writing about a problem. It's getting something out. Lizzy's lyrics are more about uniting. Here's to us.
For the most part, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, don't they have a song where she sings the line, love bites, but so do I, or something.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the name of the song.
That's like her sexually aggressive side.
Well, yeah, because I Miss the Misery is the same thing. Because I Miss the Misery is entirely about a toxic relationship, and I kind of miss it. Like I miss, miss that dirtiness of it.
And she does not run away from sexuality. Listen to the lyrics of Apocalyptic. Leave a red imprint right across my ass. I mean, she comes out and says it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Same thing with I Miss the Misery. I miss the rough sex that leaves me a mess. It's like, God damn, woman.
There's a little background vocal in the middle there that a lot of people miss.
Yeah.
And in the middle, there's this background vocal that goes, I like it rough.
Yes,
every
it
time
is. 100%.
Every time I hear it, I focus on that. Yeah, I always focus on like the little thing in the corner. You know what I mean? But yeah, she does sexuality, and she does building up her audience.
Yep.
She's all about building up her audience and saying we're all together. And at the same time, she's the best singer you've ever heard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Really cool combination there. Such star power and people power at the same time.
Yeah. And Ralph brought up a point in one of our previous episodes with Michael. It was on the Ginger episode. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. but he made a point that, you know, the rock and metal community is some of the most supportive people on the planet. You know, if you love that genre and you find a band you love, you guys are almost like brothers and sisters. I mean, shit, David Draven, my brothers, my sisters, my blood. He's not lying. We hold each other up. And she is doing that, you know, with songs like this. Like you said, she called the congregation. It's starting the show. It's everybody leave your bullshit at the door. We're in this together.
And you know what, music is like that, isn't it?
Yes.
It's one of the sanctuaries, talking about a steeple.
Exactly.
It's one of the sanctuaries where we can leave all that shit behind and we can just love the music.
Yeah.
And you're right, the heavy metal community, I consider that heavy metal linked with hard rock.
Yes.
Like I consider them sort of the same thing. I think they're forerunners of each other in a million different ways. You know, you put them in a blender and make them drink each other, they're going to taste the same either way. You know what I mean? And boy, it's one of the places where you can just all be friends.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It almost reminds me of being like 14 when you call up your best friend, you go, yo, you know, did you hear this new song by Queen? It's called Bohemian Rhapsody. It's going to do some shit you never heard before. And then all of a sudden, everybody in the class is listening to this song, like all the stoners and skateboarders and all the jocks and all the nerds and all the movie people and all the emo people. And they're all listening to something and having a good time and doing this at the same time. That's what it's all about, man.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what they did here. Lizzie called church into session on this one, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say this was quite masterful.
Yes.
I think the visuals were pretty sweet, man. The performance was very authentic and powerful. The song is great. I love what they did with the mirrors. That was fucking cool as shit.
Yep.
Like I said, it reminded me of the Bruce Lee movie Enter the Dragon, so it brought back something for me, and that's important. And I think, you know, there's a lot of little things, man. I could go on and on and on for days about this shit, but there's a lot of little things that they do that really capture your imagination and your attention. And like Michael said, it gives you chicken skin, man.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, hey guys, thanks again for joining in and watching. We appreciate your support. We noticed we've gotten a few more subscribers lately. Please continue to support the channel. We've got a lot of really cool stuff coming. A lot of cool guests coming. And thank you for watching Rocker Reactions. My name is Ralph Busso.
And my name is Cody Walker. Remember, hold each other up, support each other, support artists, support art, any of it. Just get out there and support. We're here to hold each other up. We're here to take care of each other. Michael, love you, brother. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure, man.
And ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check his shit out. He's got amazing work. Horror author extraordinaire. Michael Aronovitz. The Sculptor is out now. Dancing with Tombstones is out now. More shit is coming. I already know. I can't tell you because he told me not to. So I know more than you do. Ha. Until next time, take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Be good humans. Always fucking forward. Peace.